All right, we are back with the final round of Swiss. And there's someone very important who wants to share a special message with everyone.
Can they see me?
Yeah, this is you right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have to look at the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say hi, and I hope you're all doing well and having fun, and we all get through this time.
You did a great job.
Thank you. I hope you're enjoying, and good luck to everybody with the tournament and life, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Okay, off I go.
Women, am I right? Anyway, fellas, I'm just here to grill, and boy, do we have a fantastic grilling to do here today. We are now in our final round of Swiss. I'm gonna tell them to give me a few because I want to talk. We have seen a lot of decks today. And some, more or less competitive than others. But let me just give you a rundown about the individuals who are currently in contention. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people at X1 or better, including Peeps Yu-Gi-Oh!, Fear Bandit, who we saw on stream, Towley, who we've seen on stream a couple of times, Giant Skyhawk, Labcoat, who is undefeated, and Samksoon321, I'm saying that completely wrong, who is playing against Labcoat in our feature match, a deck that we have not yet seen. I'm talking about Invoked Mekk-Knight. Invoked Mekk-Knight with literally no representation outside of this individual. I am very excited to see what this deck is capable of. I am very excited to learn how to spell this person's name. Let me see if I can... Is that right? Did I get it? Whoo! I'm smart. Invoked Mekk-Knight. And then, of course, you know what Labcoat's playing. It's this disastrous build that really pops off extremely hard. Will the magic fall away for the Mecha Phantom Beast Link Turbo? Of course, while most of the people that I mentioned are still in contention, there are many others who are as well. Let me see if they're still in. Notably, Jeff has great breakers, and if he picks up this one, he could take it. Jeff's son has similarly good breakers and an X2 record. Emanon has pretty good breakers as well. It could still all happen, but we'll see. Premarital eye contact is sinful. I agree. So I'm going to tell these two to go for it, and we're going to take a look at Invoked Mekk-Knight versus Mecha Phantom Beast Aurora Borealis Turbo. And I hope that it is halfway watchable. So here we are. And I don't know how much matters in terms of winning the die roll. Labcoat wants to go first. He's completely fine going first, though a significant amount of his deck, of course, is used to go second. He has no problem, as we saw in some of our other games, making a powerful board on the play. And it looks like that's what's happened. And Sam K-Soon absolutely needs to go second. So I think ideally this will be what happens every single game. So we're starting with Needle Fiber, and Mekk-Knight doesn't play as many hand traps as other decks, but they have found one. Of course, they do want their opponent to pop off just a little bit, so they have the necessary zones to fire Mekk-Knight effects. Wow, Needle Fiber has not resolved for Labcoat yet. I mean, a couple of times it hasn't mattered, and it looks like this might be one of them. We're going to switch Yard. Unfortunately, he has used his normal summon. God, that Lone Fire has been in the hand multiple times and done absolutely nothing. All right, Dare Crane time. And Preparation of Rites for Soravius. Wow, I can't believe it's that integral to the combo. Oh, wow, yikes, and that's... Oh, that's really not good. Oh, and then what are we picking? Wait, what are we picking here? Spells and traps? I mean, fine, but that's not very powerful. It's really just MST in this instance. Lab's still deciding. And what was the popped card? It was Urgent Schedule! That's the last card you want to destroy! Alright, when Urgent Schedule is destroyed, of course, it floats into a level 10 machine monster to your hand. So, Samkei-Soon has about 1 turn to wrap this sucker up, and A-Lister is a good step. Alright, Lab, if you've got an Ash, now's the time. Nope. Alright, let's see what's in the graveyard here. Just about everything. I don't think there's a light. But there is a fire. So we're going to set that invocation, then we're going to go into purple. Wow, already finding purple. Nightfall is going to tag out, ideally, for a copy of blue. Blue's a little interesting because you can summon blue to this position, but Labcoat can tag out the needle fiber in response to make the blue fail to search, because of course it doesn't check until resolution. So if Labcoat activates needle fiber here, then they're not going to be able to get the yellow, but of course they did. Alright, so from here you can go into a couple of things. Almirage is fine, but there's already a fire in the graveyard. Lone Fire Blossom, of course, was sent for Revolving Switchyard. It's possible he's just looking to go into monsters from his graveyard. We're going to go into Golden Blossom here, which notably is a light-type monster, like all Mekk-Knights, and then we'll activate Invocation, probably banishing this blue along with A-Lister in order to go into the big boy. Yep, and there's Mechaba. We'll activate the Grave Effect of Invocation after resolving the effect of A-Lister, the Invoker of Madness, which of course will find Invocation or the Book of Law to hand. Not the Book of Law, though. Man. Purple is, just insane. Yeah, I gotta agree. I think you probably should be using Needle Fiber's extra effect to go into the other extra monster zone as soon as he sets the card. The summon of A-Lister to this zone was kind of sus, and I mean, you could really capitalize on that. Oh, no, chat's right. We're not in Master Rule 5 yet. Only place you can synchro to is the EMZ. Is this the end of the game? I think, in fact, it is. Boral Sword over the Needle Fiber does 3k and then does, what, 3750 followed by 3500? That's far more than lethal. Oh, I love Invoked Mekk-Knight. Just so heads up. It just has the ability to go into these extremely normal plays so easily. But again, this is what I'm talking about. You know, this is exactly the same type of, there's the negation. This is the exact type of, interaction I'm whining about. You know, Mekk-Knight isn't a deck that should be able to OTK like this, and yet it can. At least not Invoked Mekk. Ban perp. Oh, what do you think this is? Trinity? I'll ban this perp. This perp right here. Not even going for the damage step A-Lister activation. We'll just go for the Boral Sword Dragon and get in for 3,000. And go to a swift game, too. So, ooh, that's rough from Labcoat's position. If I'm Labcoat, I consider making my opponent go first, I think. Certainly, like, normal Invoked has a harder time. Or, normal Mekk-Knight has a harder time going first than this version. But, I still think it's, like, much better to force your opponent to go first. You can play through one piece of interaction quite easily, especially if it's telegraphed, which should be any second now, and we are back. Wow. Good absolute sportsmanship out of Samskun. I mean, in his position, I certainly would have said, forget you, I'm just taking it. But at top tables, you know, when you're both guaranteed top 8, I also like doing this. Imagine getting a game loss because your deck phased out of existence for 3 minutes during siding and getting a slow play warning. Let me scroll down and see what's going on here. Wow. Samscoot saying, I'd rather not win off a technicality. Hero! Hero! Oh, man. That was really, really good. Alright, so the two of them are boarding now, I believe. Just determining what exactly they're going to do in terms of who's playing what. Peeps, I think you will make it into the cut. Even before tiebreakers are concerned, you are 10th. So, provided half of the top cut loses, I think you're pretty much guaranteed. 3 train decks in 64 and 2 of them top. Labcoat is not counted as a train deck. I actually don't think any of the other train decks have guaranteed wins yet. I haven't been able to check any of the other outcomes yet. Was there a chance for Sky Striker in top 8? Let me see. There is. There is actually a pretty high chance, to be honest. The MPP deck runs trains, that is true, but, yeah. Alright. So, starting out once again with the one-card MPP, just finds it. Alright, so if you have negation, you fire it here. Yep, there's the infinite impermanence on the Despot 003. That's going to prevent the Despot 001 from making it onto the field. Ah, but Lab came prepared with a Forbidden Lance. Well, that's one way to out hand traps. Alright, so there's 001. Next, we're going to go into Halqifibrax, and we're going to trigger its effect for the other 001. So every time we summon off of, like, one of the Mecha Phantom Beasts, we get 2 monsters from our graveyard back to our side of the field. That, in and of itself, is an incredibly, incredibly powerful tool. Ooh, and an Ash Blossom as well! This man had Ash plus Impermanence? Cringe! There's going to be a top 8 pie chart for sure. But maybe not immediately. Alright, we've got 1 set card. And a Mekk-Knight. Yeah, again, maybe worth just tagging out to the other extra monster zone here. This was full combo, and then... Alright, Needle Fiber's out now, says, oh, you're not going to make that happen again, idiot. That's time to go into Excel Synchron. Oh, and he has another spell. Okay, well, sometimes you just have it. Alright, so there's Azure Sky. Hilariously enough, if there's a way to get Excel Synchron off their side of the field, they could do it again. And Instant Fusion. So that'll make Theseus. From here, of course, you go into Volcasaurus. Kidding, of course, you probably link away into Morningstar. Nope, Needle Fiber. Well, that's why you'd play Theseus, I suppose. No one entered with Madolche, you are correct. Okay, so here we go with the Glow-Up Bulb off of Halqifibrax. Man, some people get to resolve Halqifibrax all day. Labcoat has resolved it once this tournament. The one time Labcoat resolved it, it was so powerful it broke Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. Should have waited to chain to the blue summon. Arguable. You know, Sam K-Soon hadn't performed a normal summon yet, and there's a ton of normal summons in the deck. If he finds one, he can just make Morningstar by virtue of having blue, which is still pretty good. If he finds one that's a tuner, he still gets to full combo. Yeah, Bod's right, though. If you wanted to hard deny zones, it was right to do it before the perp summon. But, you know, that's a big ask. Just set a card and be like, oh, now I have to tag out. If they haven't drawn any mechs, you know, then you have minus to yourself for nothing. Hard to imagine that, like, Invoked Mekk wouldn't draw any mechs, though, I suppose. Alright, here's Alistair, the Invoker of Madness, and if nothing else, it looks like we actually do not have access to Invocation. No, we're just making Boral Sword, boys. We're just making Boral Sword. Ah, we drew the Invocation. And just like that... the A-lister in Graveyard counts, and... Uh-oh! Well, it was a good game, but now we're gonna have to sit under Mystic Mine for 45 turns. Does Sam K-Soon have an out to Mystic Mine? That's a good question. This is really painful. So by chaining it to the Invocation, of course, he can make something like a Caliga, or ideally, I think he was trying to make, of course, Mechaba. And he's either forced to link his board away to match the Excel Synchron, or pass. Like, all Labcoat has to do here is switch Excel to attack and attack the Boral Sword, and he wins, provided that Sam K-Soon doesn't, like, play Cosmic Cyclone or anything. I think that probably Invoked Mekk-Knight does play something like that. Just because, setting cards is so powerful. Maybe like a Galaxy Cyclone. The problem is I don't actually think you can deck this deck. So if we draw and then discard an A-lister to hand size, we can use Invocation's effect. Oh no, we have to draw a second Invocation. So if we draw a second Invocation, and then we Invocation away an A-lister, and we shuffle the A-lister back for this, can we just keep recycling Invocation and then drawing it for turn, and then not activating the effect of A-lister? That affords us as many draws as we have Invocation monsters in our extra, which is probably like 4 or 5. I guess it's not great because eventually you do run out of them, and Lab is up by about 20 cards. This metaverse has been clapping in this 60-card deck for sure. Yeah, Lab is on 60 and has drawn Metaverse twice now. All right. Well, there's purple back. Kind of a liability at this point. It makes it a little difficult to link off the entire board. To those of you saying Metaverse was the problem, kind of tongue-in-cheek, I think it actually might have been. All right, Sam K-Soon thinking very hard about this one. There's really, like, no good out for him. It really has to be draw exactly like a Cosmic Cyclone or a Galaxy Cyclone or something, and then pass until you can discard a hand size for a Galaxy Cyclone or destroy your own set stuff. I mean, oh boy. Yikes. Alright, so back to Lab. He is going to activate Urgent Schedule. Boy, I don't know about this one. Oh, I don't know about this one. Don't know. That is really ambitious. So we're going to activate Speed and Bullet to Heck here. And now all of our opponent's monsters are online. Remember, you can only activate one effect per turn. And then you can only attack with one monster each turn. So while he's able to, Sam K-Soon is going to fire off the purple in order to get it off his side of the field. Ah, man. I mean, I don't hate this line, but I really don't like it on a board that includes Caliga. Like, Caliga is just such a monster, right? So you can't attempt to activate a monster effect for the remainder of the turn. Can't even try an OTK with something like Liba, right? I'm going to go into Super Dora. Super Dora's okay. We're going to have to pop over this copy of Caliga, right? Oh no, we're going for the Boral Sword. Well, Boral Sword can't be destroyed by battle. Oh, whoa! That is a horrendous misplay. Oh man, I don't know about this. I mean, certainly if I am Sam K-Soon, I want to figure out a way to get Caliga off my side of the field, but that's absolutely it. Like, as long as I can do that, I win the game, and with a Morningstar in the extra deck, I think that's a pretty easy sell. If we go Morningstar, and then anything, really, beats this, we can activate Dreadnought Rail Super Dora once, but all it's going to do is pop the Boral Sword Dragon. I think the Caliga just tripping up Lab Coat here, just kind of assuming that it didn't work the exact way that it did. Caliga's an extremely powerful card. Alright, so we're going for Boral Sword here. Now is the point at which you have to activate Super Dreadnought, and you can't activate it on the Caliga, or else things are going to get really bad. Going to target himself here, so he's not going to lose attack, but he'll still get run over. We get to activate Derek Crane as well, I believe. No, we don't, because of Caliga, because we've activated the effect of Dora. Wow, so strong! Oh, what a throw! and that's got to be it. I think Sam K-Soon from this position is completely confident, just letting the Boral Sword live on his side of the field. We're going to go for the Jet Synchron here, but that's your one effect per turn. Oh no. Yeah, I don't see an out for Lab Coat here. Relinquished Anima? No, I don't think that's going to do it. Oh, he is playing Ava! Oh, miserable. Yeah, I really think you kind of got to pack it up here. There's just no clean out to any portion of this. What, Regeki? This seems like an unwinnable board state. Yep, and that's going to be it. Labcoat loses on in actuality, not as a result of the timer. But wow, really heads up play from Sam K-Soon. Really good stuff. Allowing the run back. I sure know I wouldn't have. So that's gonna do it for Swiss. The challenge link is in the chat repeatedly, so just find it. But you can follow along there to see who is going to make top 8. I think that was probably one of the last matches remaining. It's going to be just a little bit longer for top 8 because I have to make a new challenge and all of that. But stick right here, and we'll probably be back up in about 15 minutes. All right, see you soon.